Welcome, everyone. I'm Marilyn Hart, and I will be performing today's meditation, guided meditation. So thank you for joining me. So right now, if you feel comfortable, close your eyes and relax your mind. Focus on being present in this moment in this quiet space. And let's bring in some newness into our lives together. Just take a moment, take in a deep breath, and release. Moving into that quiet space within, I do so with gratitude from the heart, bringing in newness of love, peace, harmony, freedom, prosperity. Letting the light of appreciation become an essential foundation in my life to create something new. Let that light in to influence my imagination, to bring a fresh version of myself. I continue to identify areas in my life where I feel unfulfilled or stagnant and reimagine something wonderful, something new with vitality, excitement, and right action. Taking in another deep breath and release. For I know that self-assessment tools work, such as journaling, meditation, to help me stay grounded and focused, prayer, or talking to a practitioner, which can offer innovative insight into all possibilities. Think about where you can create newness in your life. Is it friendships? Is it something to create? Is it joy? Is it writing? We all have our own paths. What is your path to newness? Create a visual map of your life's aspirations, values, passions. This would help in aligning your goals with your desires to enhance your life by fostering creativity and personal fulfillment. As you absorb the light of creating something new, allow your soul to illuminate by the true nature of the creative power, and watch how your life will gain more strength, clarity, freedom, and so much more. have awakened my expanded consciousness, and creatively through this process, I am embracing a new version of myself, living with joy, freedom, purposeful action, prosperity. What does your new version of yourself look like? My life reflects unlimited possibilities because I trust in the divine power of creativity that comes from within. Letting that light within you guide your path to something new. Creating something new is a process, so be patient. Lay aside all fears and uncertainties. Most of all, show yourself love. Now, as you start bringing your awareness back to this room, remember, because the love of God is perfect and available to everyone. And so it is. Thank you for joining me this morning for meditation. We have about 12 minutes or so to take a break, and we'll see you at 10 o'clock.
If thoughts have power, what could we do if everyone thought the same thing? If thoughts have power, what could we do if all of us share the same dream? Each of us believe we all have a choice. If we choose to stand together, to sing out in one voice, then the sound will rumble, the walls will crumble, a brand new kind of dawn, an awakening. It's not a dream. We know we all are one. Let the world sing, joined in harmony. There's a part that is waiting here for you. Let the world sing the song we came to sing. Together, who knows what we can do? Then our dream of one world, of one life can come true. One dream. Each of us believes in something. We all have a choice. So if we choose to stand together, to sing out in one voice, it's becoming clear. Change is near. We have to take a stand. We can work as one. The time has come. The future's in our hands. Let the world sing, joined in harmony. There's a part that is waiting here for you. Let the world sing the song we came to sing. Together, who knows what we can do? Then our dream of one world, one life can come true. Let the world sing, join in harmony. There's a song that is waiting here just for you. Join together now. Let the world sing, sing your song we came to sing. Sing it now. Together, who knows what we can do? Anything,
When sorrow comes to steal the joy I own, when brokenness and pain is all I know, I won't be shaken, no, I won't be shaken, 'cause my fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. Shame no longer has a place to hide, and I am not a captive to the lies. I'm not.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Laura Hallett. I'm the spiritual leader here. And what a wonderful day it is today in Las Vegas. Did you guys enjoy this little cooler weather that we're getting? Yeah, I was reading somewhere that we had like 100 days, over 100 in a row. I'm like, yeah, this is nice to come back down. Come on down to this coolness. It was 68 degrees on my patio this morning, so I was in heaven. So welcome to all of you. I see a couple new faces here. Welcome to our center. We're so happy to have you here with us. Those of you that are returning, we're glad to see you back again. And I'd like to also welcome the people that are joining us online today. So if you would just turn around and wave at the camera back there in that window. We've got Roxy back there manning our cameras for our online audience. We have a very robust online audience. And as you saw, we broadcast everything here on our YouTube channel. So if you're ever interested in getting some spiritual uplift during the middle of the week, there's meditations and music and some of the services and a thing that we call Keeping It Real and all kinds of wonderful things on there for you to use in your spiritual practices. So we're going to kick it off first thing this morning with our music. The words are going to be up here on the board. I think we're singing Every Move I Make. Every Move I Make. If you'd like to stand and join us, that'd be wonderful.
Here we go.
Singing na 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 I breathe, I take in you. Every step I take in you. You walk my way, Spirit. Every breath I take, I breathe in you. Waves of love and waves of grace. Everywhere I look, I see God's face. God's love has transformed me. I know that this love is all of me. Every move I make, I'm making you. You make me move, Spirit. Every breath I breathe, I take in you. Every step I take in you. You walk my way, Spirit. Every breath I breathe, I take in you. Waves of love and waves of grace. Everywhere I look, I see God's face. God's love has transformed me. I know that this love is all of me. All right, good morning, everybody. Greet your neighbor if you're comfortable doing so.
Beautiful. All right, so we're going to go into that little more contemplative time with our affirmation and our invocation brought to us today by our practitioner of the day who gave us such a beautiful meditation this morning, Marilyn Hart. Marilyn?
If you can hear me now, welcome. Okay. See if the meditation is going to pop up on the affirmation. Yes. There we go. All right, we're going to read it out loud with me. All right, let's go. Creative energy empowers me and infuses my imagination. I can do wondrous things. Thank you.
The one is ever seeking to manifest itself through you. Glorious power forever breathing through you and me. Ooh, the one. Join me now. The one is ever seeking to manifest itself through you. Glorious power forever breathing through you and me. Ooh, the one.
I know that right here and right now, as we continue within that spirit of the one, we are dividedly guided by the presence of that creative power that exists in and through all creation. And in this moment, I create from the heart space of peace, harmony, and joy. I know that we are all one as we come together today in celebration of the music, fellowship, songs, and Reverend Laura's message of awakening, and so much more. I anchor this awareness in gratitude and purposeful action with love and light. I know our time together here is unfolding perfectly, for it is already complete in the mind of God. So I let it be as divine grace leads the way. And so it is.
All right, join me now. The one is ever seeking to manifest itself through you. Glorious power forever breathing through you and me. Ooh, the one. Oh, 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 the one.
Thank you, Merlon and Justin. That was a beautiful way to start our time together. Kyle, can you pull up my slides? We've got Kyle Marshall running our sound today along with Roxy Blum, so we're so thrilled to have him here. He is a student at UNLV studying media, production, all this stuff, while Joe is away with his mother had passed away, so has gone to be with the family this week. So Thank you, Kyle, for being here, and we are excited. So we're working this month with the theme of creating something new. And today's topic is awakening the creator within, awakening that creator within. You know, in the song that Justin just sang, it says, "The one is always seeking to manifest itself through you." That one is always seeking to manifest itself through you. That creator within us is constantly wanting to bring itself into our experience as new things in our lives, as new experiences, as tangible things, as relationships, as abundance and prosperity and all of those wonderful things that we're seeking. The one is constantly looking for an outlet, a place where it can come through. You know, here at Centers for Spiritual Living, we practice a philosophy that is part of the New Thought philosophy. It's called Science of Mind. And in there is this main premise that the divine is inherent within each individual. So that spirit, whatever you want to call it, God, spirit, the universe, energy, power, presence, whatever you want to call it, it is inside of each one of us. It is manifesting itself through us. It experiences the world around us as us. And so we are constantly looking for ways for that to show up in our experiences here. And so it shows up through our thoughts, our feelings, our intentions, into our reality as an expression of the divine coming through us. Now, sometimes we experience things and we can't help but think to ourselves, yeah, that's not very divine. That's not exactly what I wanted to experience right now. But it is constantly showing up, and it shows up better when we clarify what it is we want, what it is our beliefs are, what our intentions are, what it is we want to experience. When we get clear about that, then Spirit answers us clearly. At its core, it speaks to this divine potential that is inherent in every living individual and the power of aligning with the divine nature. Aligning with spiritual truth is what gives our intentions power, our thoughts, and so forth. And so to awaken the creator within us, we first must recognize that truth that I just spoke about, the fundamental fact that spirit is within us, and it is showing up as us. To awaken this, we must begin to perceive God as an internal presence rather than an external presence. We have to eliminate that belief that many of us were brought up with, that God is this external being sitting somewhere in heaven on a throne, looking down on us and deciding what it is we get to experience. We have to let that one go and begin to understand that we are co-creators with the universe, and it is going to come through us. And again, it's as we begin to clarify that in our own belief system, then we begin to have a different experience. You know, we have to understand that we are not separate from the divine, that we are all expressions of it. Each one of us uniquely, perfectly, just the way that we're showing up right here and right now, we are a perfect expression of the divine. Why would it want to be anything different than what it is as it experiences life? It's looking for places for new experiences. And if everybody looked the same, then the experiences would be the same. We wouldn't have the variety and the joy of seeing something new come into creation. So each one of us carries within us that potential for divine wisdom, divine love, for creativity of all sorts in our lives. You know, we are not separate from the divine. We are expressions of it. We are not separate from the divine. We are simply a unique expression of it. So to awaken the creator within, we have to begin to really understand that, really get clear about that. So when we say the creator within, we are acknowledging that each person here has a direct connection to that divine source, that each one of us is a conduit through which spirit shows up in the world. It doesn't happen to me and not to someone else. It doesn't happen to people in one country and not to people in another country. It doesn't happen to one group of people in a different faith and not to another faith. It is happening through all of us. And we understand that to the degree that we understand our relationship with spirit, to the degree that we begin to really understand that we are not separate from it. We are constantly struggling through life to recognize ourselves as being divine beings, having human experiences. And the problem is, again, when we experience those things we don't want to have happen in our lives, it kind of makes us forget that it actually is Spirit moving through us. It's showing up as us. How are we to know that we didn't need to experience some of the troubles that we've had in our lives to get us to the place that we're at right now? For me, that was one of the most liberating thoughts I ever had in my life, was that I had to experience every single thing that I went through to be in the place where I am right now, and I really love where I am right now. And so once we begin to soften around our experiences that we didn't want to have, we begin to soften around that and think, okay, what was going on for me? Maybe I needed to clarify my thoughts a little bit better. Maybe I needed to set an intention a little bit better. Maybe I needed to be participating in my life more than reacting to it. That's one of the things that we often do, is we feel like victim is kind of a strong word, but we are at the effect of whatever's happening around us. One of my favorite authors, Joel Goldsmith, describes it this way, that we often feel like we are pendulums in the wind, swinging whichever way the wind blows. Anybody ever felt that in their life? Yeah, I know I certainly have. That sometimes whatever's happening around me has created such a whirlwind that I'm at the effect of it, as opposed to directing my life myself. So when we do this, when we get clear about our understanding of God, one of the fundamental ways that I've really become to understand this is through the work of Ken Wilber. Ken Wilber is the founder of a huge church in Southern California called Saddleback. It's a mega church, one of the mega Christian churches there. And he is a prolific author, and his work is really powerful. I studied several books in ministerial school from him. But this one, he talks about what he calls the three faces of God. And so the three faces of God are the three different aspects that we often come to understand as we are developing our relationship with Spirit. And so a simple way of saying that is we are either talking about God, or we're talking with God, or we're talking as God. So those are three aspects of the three faces of God. If we're talking about God, we refer to God in the third person. Now here at Centers for Spiritual Living, we often use the pronoun it. If you have an understanding of God as He, that's fine for you. To me, he or she limits God. I like to use the pronoun it for it. You could also use the pronoun they, making it more encompassing, as it's all things, all beings. But it's in third person, as we learned when we were learning grammar back in elementary school. Third person, we're talking about it. This is what we do when we start our treatments, our prayers off. We are doing the stage that we call recognition, and in that stage we are doing nothing but talking about God, describing the magnificence of Spirit and how it works through us. When we talk about God, we are exploring the teachings, the philosophies that help us understand the nature of the divine. New Thought teaches us that God has, we call them the three omnis. It's omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent. So it's all-powerful, all-knowing, and always there for us. And so when we begin to understand that third face of God, the it face, then we begin to understand the power of God as it moves through us. The second face of God is when we are talking with God, or you might even be talking to God at this time. But it's that when we're using that pronoun you, when I'm having a conversation with Spirit, when I am at a place where I am communing with it, where I can feel it as a close friend or a benevolent part of me, that part that is all good, all wonderful, always manifesting itself for the highest and greatest good in my life. And then I'm communing with it, I'm discussing it. It makes it not distant, it brings it right into that close relationship that I have with God. It's the one that we do oftentimes when we're maybe in meditation or contemplation or even prayer, where we're communing with Spirit. We're saying, I know that you know what is for my highest and greatest good, and I'm turning it over to you. There's a great deal of surrender in that kind of an aspect of it. But because I've developed this relationship with it, I'm not afraid to surrender to it. And so I begin to cultivate this personal and deep friendship with Spirit. And then remember in this, we're not asking or begging or petitioning or bartering with God in here. We're just having a conversation with God. Like, God, I don't know how to do this, but I know you do. And so I'm just going to let you do it until I get clear about what it is I need to do. Again, Joel Goldsmith talks about forgiveness this way when he's talking with God. And he has this terrible situation, and he wants to forgive this person, but he's so angry right now he can't forgive it. And he says, this is the prayer he uses. He says, God, I can't forgive right now, but I know you can. So I'm going to turn it over to you and let you do the forgiveness work until I can do it for myself. Doesn't that feel liberating? It's like I've done something here. I know I've taken those first steps towards forgiveness, but I know that I'm not in a place where I can do it yet. So I'm going to turn it over to Spirit. And I know Spirit will do the work that's necessary for it to be done until I get to a place where I can do the work myself. That's the second face of God. The first face of God is the mystical teachings. This is the mystical teachings of the ancient Jewish text, the Torah. This is the mystical teachings of Jesus that he spoke so eloquently about. This is the I am that I am, the first person. This is me speaking as God, as knowing deep in my soul that I am one with that indwelling presence and speaking from that place. Now that's a place of power. That's a place of transformation. When we get to that understanding that I am, there's no ego in this. This isn't me setting myself above anyone else, because I also know that just because I am, and I've got clear about that, that doesn't mean that Merlin is not, and that doesn't mean that Fran is not. That means that each one of us is that presence of God right here and right now. And again, there's no ego, or there's no, what's the word? It's not sanctimonious, it's not sacrilegious, it's not any of those things that we often think of if I say I am God. I am that place where God shows up. The very place on which I stand is holy ground. Why? Because God's there. I know that it's in my soul, I know it's in my being, and I have that deep, abiding understanding of it. Again, it's not arrogance, it's not ego, but it's rather a deep spiritual realization that the divine is expressing itself through me, as me, right here and right now. This is what, as I said, what Jesus said when he said, I and my Father are one. He used the term Abba. Abba means, it's like an endearing term for a father. And so when they translated the Bible, it turned into Father, which meant that Jesus was God's Son. And so that whole distorted relationship that Jesus is the only Son of God, which Jesus was very clear he's not. He said it very clearly himself. This and so much more you can do. You can do just exactly what I've done when you get to that understanding that I and my Father are one. The kingdom of God is within you. That's what he's talking about there. So to awaken the Creator within, we have to understand and integrate all three faces, three dimensions of God, talking with God, talking to God, talking as God, and talking about God. We have to begin to integrate all three of those, because the divine shows up in all three at the same time. And so as we begin to get clearer with that, about each one of those levels gives us a deeper understanding of our own divine nature, and it empowers us to live from the sacred within us. It empowers us to allow the Creator to move through us and show up as us. So, again, New Thought teaches that we embrace all three aspects of this divine dialogue, this way of talking with, about, and as God. I keep wanting to put the two in there, and it really, with and to are the same. And we have to begin to realize that we are not just recipients of it, but we're active participants. We are active participants in what is happening in us. Again, we have to become conscious of our thoughts and the beliefs that we hold, and all of those hidden things that we've had throughout our life experience that have made us believe things are a certain way when that might not be the truth for us. We've internalized what we call the race consciousness thoughts, all of those thoughts that are around us. We internalize those, and then they act without us even thinking about it, become unconscious beliefs. And again, we want to change our thinking to change the experience that we have in lives. And so we use our spiritual practices, our affirmations, our visualizations, our visioning, and our spiritual mind treatment, which is our form of affirmative prayer, to begin to change that. And when we do that, we can consciously choose our words and thoughts and align ourselves with the truth of who we really are. We align ourselves with those three faces of God and understand that it shows up in all those different ways. Then we become divine creators ourselves, allowing the Spirit to move through us and bring about our highest and greatest good, the highest thing that we want to experience in life. But by consciously choosing our thoughts and words and aligning ourselves, we are guaranteed to manifest our good in our lives. And again, to awaken the Creator within, we have to develop a mindset of spiritual alignment. We have to understand that we are not separate from it, that it is active in us, and that we are participants in our experience. When we do that, our outer world begins to shift and reflect that alignment, that spiritual alignment. It just happens without us even thinking about it. How many of you have ever sat back and think, wow, my life's a lot different than it used to be, and I'm not really sure what I did to get there? Anybody have that idea? I know every once in a while it kind of overwhelms me. It's like, wow, I used to think this way, and I don't anymore. I understand my spiritual nature better. So when we align with these truths, we create a vibrational match within us for the experiences that we want to attract into our lives. Again, our outer world begins to reflect our inner state of consciousness. And when we do this and we align with that divine flow, we can then speak our truth, create our reality, and express the fullness of that divine potential within us. So again, what I said this earlier, but a very critical aspect of it is to move from reacting to life to creating what we want to experience. Instead of just be at the whims of whatever's happening in the world around us, we begin to create a new experience. And there's ways that we can do that. You know, we can, early on in my spiritual journey, the first thing I did was stop watching TV, especially news. I stopped watching it for a long time. I then had to reintegrate it into my life in a way where I could watch it and know spiritual truth at the same time. But it took a while. It took several years for that to happen. I began to turn away from the things that were happening in the world around me and focus on my inner work, focus on my spiritual development. And that allowed me to get out of that state of reaction and get to a place where I am more proactive about what is happening in my life. I take steps that are more in tune with who I want to be and how I want to experience things, instead of just becoming that victim of circumstances. Anybody ever feel like a victim of circumstances? We are not victims of circumstance. We are co-creators of a reality. Say that with me. We are not victims of circumstance. We are co-creators of our reality. When we think we're a victim, we are in that first lower level of state of consciousness there, where we are just subject to whatever happens in the world around us. But as we begin to understand that we can have a different experience, we move up in our level of consciousness to that place where we begin to be those co-creators. In Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes, I used this quote last week, but it's so perfect, I wanted to share it again. This is from our textbook, The Science of Mind, right in the beginning pages of it. We are thinking, willing, knowing, conscious centers of life. We are surrounded by and immersed in, and there is flowing through us a creative something. We are absolutely at the heart of the divine. It is in us. It permeates every cell in our being. It is what has brought us into form, and it is what is living its life through us. We are thinking, willing, knowing, conscious centers of life. And when we do this, we begin to understand that the sum total of our thought and our will and our intentions and our beliefs create according to that sum total. We create our experience according to the total of our beliefs. Now, there are some things that can help that, help us really begin that. Those things are faith and trust. And as we begin to develop our faith in that creative power, that presence, that divine thing that is moving through us, an inner knowing starts to develop that the universe is inherently good. We can look out in the world and see evidence of bad all around us. But if we have the faith and the knowing that the universe is inherently good, those things don't affect us. They don't come as they say in the Bible, none of these things come nigh my dwelling place, because I don't dwell there anymore. I'm not looking for the bad. I'm understanding that the world is inherently good. So when we embark on this journey of awakening that creator within, it is essential that we cultivate faith. And it's essential that we also begin to trust. Trust what we are hearing as we sit in meditation and listen for spirit moving through us. Trust what it is we are feeling. Trust it in the beliefs that we have. And trust in the process. When we trust in that process, we let go of fear and doubt and worry and all of those things. We no longer have a need to control all the details. Anybody else out there like to control all the details? Yeah, I knew I was alone in that. We have to align with spiritual principles. We have to understand what the spiritual principles are. That's why some of our practices like spiritual study are so powerful. When we begin to read about these principles and understand how they are operating in our lives, then we begin to get a sense of, this is something I can trust in. I can have faith in the universe, always acting for my highest and greatest good, and I can trust that it's happening right now in my life. This is when we begin to act from a place of love and a place of possibility, instead of being the reaction to the world around us. So faith and trust, they're empowering us. They empower us to step into the unknown with confidence. Just take that unapologetic leap of faith out there and just step into it and say, okay, these are things that I have proven in my life. I know they work. I have faith in them. I trust the process. And so I'm going to step out into the unknown and see what happens. What a wonderful way that is to live, to actually begin to think, wow, I can surrender to the flow of life. I can embrace new possibilities that might not yet be visible to me. I can take a chance and see what happens in my life. So again, awakening that creator is that invitation to recognize our divine nature, to have faith and trust in it, to harness that creative power of thought through our spiritual practices of affirmation, visualization, meditation, prayer, and to actually live in that place of alignment with spiritual truth, alignment with the highest and greatest good that is happening through us right now. It's about moving from a place of reaction to a place of intentional creation. It's about cultivating faith and trust, and ultimately it's about becoming that divine creator of our lives right now. So I want to close here with a little affirmation. This comes from Ernest Holmes, again, our founder. So would you repeat with me? I awaken to the truth. I embrace my divine potential, and I create a life that reflects the magnificence of spirit within me. Awaken, align, and reflect that truth. It's a powerful process. Let's take this into our spiritual practice of prayer. I invite our spiritual practitioners to stand and surround us. These beloveds have spent 4 years minimum in spiritual study, understanding these principles, understanding the practices that we use, learning to put those into action in their lives. They are tested and paneled and legally licensed to be spiritual practitioners for our community. And so we are so blessed to have them. We spent yesterday in a retreat together, and what a magnificent experience that was. So as they get themselves ready here, I just invite you to take in a nice deep breath. Maybe let your shoulders drop and sink into your chair, knowing that you are fully grounded and supported in this moment, that the presence of the divine is right here, right now. It is active in each one of us. It is the presence that is us. It is moving through us, as us, all around us, and within us. For nothing exists outside of this one. Each one of us is a perfect emanation of that divine creator, of a love so powerful it could do nothing else but express itself through each and every one of us. And knowing this truth, I know that each one of us is a place and a possibility for divine creation. I know that each one of us is manifesting the life that we are wanting to have in our lives right now, the life of possibility, a life of creation, a life of love and joy and abundance and blessings in all kinds of ways. I know this is the truth of us. It's who we are. It's who we were brought here to be. It is what we are in all of our essence. And how good it is to know this, how good it is to feel it and to see it happening right here and right now. How good it is to actually feel that vibrational energy of manifestation happening through this community. And I just simply release this word into the law, into that creative power that always says yes, that has no limitations, that doesn't even know the word no. I let it go and I let it be. And together we say, and so it is. Amen.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. But I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Beautiful. Thank you, practitioners. So now is the time in our service when we have an opportunity to support our community financially. We gratefully accept your cash and check donations here today in person. We also have several ways that we can give electronically here. If you need any help with that, Kaylee is in the back, and Kelly too, are in the back, and they will be glad to help you with process any of these with Zelle, text to give, or giving through our online donations. So I wrote a new affirmation. Let's see if we can do this one. I thought my other one was getting a little old, but I kind of like it. But anyway, we'll try this one. Kyle, you want to put that up for us? All right, so repeat with me. I release this gift with knowing that it is infused with divine energy. It ripples throughout the world and returns to me blessed and multiplied. Okay, I like my other one better. All right, let's do my other one because it has power to it. Okay, repeat after me. This gift I give, goes forth from me, does amazing and miraculous things, and returns to me in kind, pressed down and overflowing. And so it is. All right. What are we singing? Circulation. Circulation. If you'd like to stand and do the hand motions with us, we have wonderful little hand motions with this one.
Circulation, circulation, like the water raining down to grow the flowers up through the ground. Circulation, circulation, the universe you give into will multiply it and send it back to you. Circulation, circulation, like the water raining down to grow the flowers up through the ground. Circulation, circulation, the universe you give into will multiply it and send it back to you. Circulation, some circulation, circulation. The universe you give into will multiply it and send it back to you. Circulation.
We are so grateful for everyone who has contributed now or who is contributing in the future or who has already contributed to us. We know that this abundance goes forth from us, touches everyone in the community, does amazing things, and comes back to us blessed and multiplied. And so it is. So it is. Okay, so we won't try new affirmations for a while. I got to get another one going. I don't like that. It sounded good on Friday. Okay. Kyle, would you put up the announcements, please? We just have a few to go through today. All right, so the first thing we want to remind you that Barbara and Paul are here, our registrars of voters, and they are happy to help you register to vote if you have not yet. Or if you have any questions about it, just go and see them. They'll be in the lobby back over here next to the coffee and so forth. And we want you to remember that on September 28th, we're having our first ever creativity experience here with wonderful vendors here in our sanctuary here, displaying their original art and creativity for us. I know we've got Christine Curtis Wilson is coming, who's our stained glass artist, and she's bringing a lot of her new works with her, offering those for sale. We have, I'm going to bring a bunch of stuff. We have a lot of painters, artists, crafters, all kinds of things coming here. We are also going to have a raffle that day, and you'll hear more about that next week. We're going to have this big, beautiful basket full of spiritual tools to help you in your journey of exploration. And we have one of our brand new ministries, which is our young adults, ages 18 to 30, are going to be having a bake sale of all homemade baked goods. And so I heard that there's going to be this fabulous cheesecake there, so I'm really looking forward to that. In addition to that, we have street tacos for lunch, and we just found out also, we've confirmed that Penelope Pendragon is coming with her wish wagon. So if you know any littler ones that might be interested in understanding our philosophy at a little bit easier level to understand, or maybe you guys might want to understand it a little easier. I don't know, maybe. Most of our audience is adults. Well, Penelope Pendragon is one of our long-term members. She grew up in our faith and goes around the country at festivals and carnivals and so forth, talking about our philosophy. And she's going to bring her wish wagon and have it here for us to experience that. And then in the evening, we have several poets and writers and a couple of musicians here to give us a little bit of their gifts and talents as well. So make sure you look at our website, watch your e-blast. There's a flyer in the lobby right outside by the yellow table there with more information on it, or you can ask any of us. Next, we have a new class starting in October. It's the 5 Wednesdays in October from 6:30 to 8:30. Practices to transform your life. This is 10 basic spiritual practices that will take you on that deeper journey. If you want to understand those 3 faces of God, if you want to understand how you create things in your experience, this is a class for you. I wrote the class originally. I've rewritten it this year to include the spiritual practice of walking the labyrinth, which is on our floor here, and so we will experience all of those wonderful things together. Again, 5 weeks. The cost is $97, and we have one more copy of the book that's required there for anybody who signs up today will get a copy of the book free, so you don't have to buy it. This is the go-to book for Science of Mind. Anybody that's been in this philosophy very long knows. If you want somebody to read about Science of Mind, this thing called You is the book to go to. So if you haven't read it, it's fabulous. Next Sunday, right after service, next Sunday is the fall equinox. And so right after service, we're going to do an autumnal equinox labyrinth walk right here in our sanctuary. It'll start at 11:30, so it gives you a little bit of time to get some coffee and a snack and us to set up the room. And then we'll have a wonderful experience of walking a labyrinth as a community. If you haven't done that before, it is very powerful. The labyrinth actually begins to breathe as people move in and out. It is quite an amazing experience to be in it and have this happening around us, or to be out around us watching it happen. Again, it's this movement of people in and out, and it just looks like breath. So, wonderful experience. Today we have our women's circle. I believe there's a change in that. Helen won't be here, right? Her husband's ill. Yes. So, but I know Judy has a wonderful experience planned for the women today. So at 2:30, right back here in the sanctuary, is our women's sacred circle, and then at 4:30, we have our rhythm, sound, and soul. This is a moving experience of meditation with drumming and some other instruments, and a little bit of sacred movement around the labyrinth here, sacred dance, a little bit of words and spoken things. It's a great experience to be there. Very meditative, very contemplative, and so it's a wonderful process. So those are our announcements. So I'm going to invite Merlin back up because she wrote our prayer for our country this week. Back in July, we decided that the part that we could do to help ease some of the tension in our country was to write a prayer each week. And so I've asked the Ministry of Prayer, our practitioners and ministers, to write a prayer. And so Merlin is going to give that to us. You should have gotten a copy of it when you came in. It was on a yellow piece of paper.
Rooted in truth of oneness and unwavering conviction, I acknowledge that one divine presence permeates the universe, guiding the affairs of this country and beyond. This presence, whom I call God, directs the unfolding of peace, freedom, wholeness of all creation. Therefore, God is all there is. I affirm that I am one with this divine presence that fills me completely, reaches the depth of my soul. As I recognize this truth within myself, I know this is true for all. We hold within this perfect embodiment of freedom and harmony, which is alive in our nation, inspiring us to build a brighter future together. I affirm that the divine love guides every step we take together, bringing us close to unity and understanding. I know that Spirit's infinite wisdom is unfolding perfectly in our lives, guiding our actions and directions for the highest good of all. With joy, I affirm that peace is our true nature and that we are actively co-creating a world that works for everyone, where harmony and compassion prevails always. I am profoundly grateful for the beautiful awakening of consciousness unfolding in our country, and for the rising awareness that connects us all to a brighter, more harmonious future. I release these words and the knowingness into the universe law of creation, knowing that it is already done, and so it is.
Have a beautiful and blessed week, everyone. We'll see you back here next week. Thank you. Oh, prayer is available after service in the prayer room right here across from Hall. So if you'd like to have a personal spiritual mind treatment, go see our practitioners. And if you are physically able, would you help us stack the chairs so that our Rhythm, Sound, and Soul group has a clear floor to do their dancing tonight? Please stack them. Just don't put any chairs next to the stained glass over here.